So hi guys, this is my 20-week pregnancy update. First I want to apologise for the audio still. I still haven't figured out how to change it. I can't attach an external mic to my camera. If anybody has the Canon G7X Mark II and knows what I can do about this weird crackly sound that's over it, I'm assuming it's going to be over it. It was over it on all the other videos. Then if you do have this camera and do know how to help me with that, then please let me know. Otherwise I need to do some googling and some researching, which I just haven't got around to yet. So I apologise if that noise is annoying to you. The window is open, it's boiling, I'm sorry, there's a car going past, so let's just wait a minute. Okay, so like I said, this is my 20-week pregnancy update. So obviously I've had my 20-week scan. If you missed my last video on the gender reveal, then you will know that we are having a boy. And if you saw my even previous video than that, you'll know that the blood test did say that it was a boy, but we was waiting for the scan to confirm that he did have indeed all the boy parts, because I know that sometimes the blood tests can be a little bit off. So yes, he is all boy. We decided to find out this time because obviously, if you're aware, my last pregnancy was supposed to be our last pregnancy that was planned. We planned on having the two girls very close together, well, the two babies close together, and because we were fully mentally prepared for a fourth, we were fully prepared for them that close together, we thought it'd be nice to have a surprise. It didn't matter if it was a girl or a boy. We were in that situation where we could have had either and we didn't really need to prepare, whereas with this baby being a surprise, we just thought it'd be nice to have a little heads up this time round, just so we can get prepared. And obviously it is a boy, so now we can get prepared with all the boy stuff, rather than, because I think it'll just be a bit much having the two older boys, the two babies, and then obviously if the boy had been a surprise, then having to go out and buy all boy stuff. And it just, this way we can do it nice and calmly and just take our time, rather than like with Azaria. Obviously we found out at birth, I birthed her out and saw that she was a girl. It would have been nice to have a surprise again this time, but like I said, it's just not practical. We just want to be prepared. So yes, he is a boy. We still have no names, so any name suggestions would be great. So yes, so firstly I'll start by showing you my 20-week scan photo. So there he is. He's quite big now. Can't fit him all on the screen. Head, body and little hand. And also I just want to start by saying that although these videos I'm talking about all the symptoms I have and how I'm feeling, this pregnancy is in fact the easiest out of the last three. So Snow, Azaria, this pregnancy. So with my two boys, I was obviously a lot younger. My boys are 11 and, well, 9, nearly 9. He's 8 but he's 9 this month. So obviously I was pregnant a long time ago, and the boy pregnancies were just so easy. I just literally took it in my stride. And then the girl pregnancies were absolutely dreadful, and I didn't know if that was down to my age, because obviously it was a big difference since I'd been pregnant. It'd been like over 7 years since I'd been pregnant, so I thought, oh gosh, maybe my body's just older, doesn't know how to like handle it as well as when I was a teenager. But now I'm having this other boy pregnancy, and although I am having a lot of symptoms, I'm sharing them with you, I am having like problems and pneumonia, this pregnancy compared to the two girl pregnancies so far, touch wood, is so much easier to handle. Like there was days with the girls where like literally I was just felt like I was dying. I know there's still time. I'm 21 weeks now as I'm filming this, just turned 21 weeks, so this is going to cover everything from last week. So I know there's still plenty of time for me to like get to the point where you just can't walk and stuff. But as for the first trimester, like sickness wise and everything like that, this pregnancy has just been so much better. So that I just wanted to like say that before I started like complaining again. So some new things that I've had this week, which if you guys have this, please let me know, is pins and needles. And like literally getting them in my hands and in my feet constantly. Like I could just be sat like leaning my arm like on here, and then all of a sudden I'll get pins and needles on my hands, or like, you know, like a situation where you just normally wouldn't get it, or like I could sit with my legs crossed and my feet will start getting it, or I'll be in a position, not even weird positions, just like literally just sat, and then my fingers will get really tingly and I won't know why, because obviously the bloods are not being cut off. So I'm thinking that's something to do with the pregnancy, so that's really strange. I have done like a quick Google, and apparently it is quite common in pregnancy, but I don't know what it means. I need to mention it maybe at my next appointment. I've been getting really dried skin, cracked lips. My lips have been getting to the point where they've been like bleeding, and they're so cracked and dry, like the skin is like, you could just like pull it and it just comes off like a lizard, literally just like hanging off. Gross. And also I've been getting quite a few breakouts, but kind of like not big breakouts, but because my skin's so dry and cracked, it's making them, because I like pick them and that's awful, you shouldn't pick, but I do. So the little spots are then getting bigger, but because my skin's so dry and cracked, all like the scabs that they turn into are getting really cracked and dry. I've got makeup on at the minute, but I have about 4 on my chin. My lip, when I've got no makeup on, I've got these really big, massive scabs. Then all my skin around it is all like scaly and dry, and then my lips, I've got like blood here. I've got lipstick on so you can't see. It literally, from there down, look a mess. Like my skin's dry, my lips are bleeding, and all the lips that aren't bleeding are like, you can see all the white cracks in them. Honestly, I don't know if that's hormones or the weather change or what, but that's cracking off this week, so just whether that's pregnancy or not. So yeah, so I went for my scan and they have confirmed that I do not have an anterior placenta. It is in fact posterior, which means it's just straight on the back. Not on the side, not on the bottom, not on the front. It's at the back, which is the great place for it to be. And I will say that I have been feeling the baby kicking. I couldn't at the start of the week, but towards the end of the week he's been kicking like quite a lot. Look at my hair. This is all the hair that I've lost from postpartum. Like, these bits don't even go up anymore because I've just lost them. These are growing back. I've got little bits here growing back too. Can you see how short they are? Anyway, so yes, he has started kicking and I could feel him. The woman just said that maybe he was just sat like quite far back, because when she scanned me she was like, no, definitely no placenta in the way. And he was really wiggling on the screen. She was like, can you not feel that? And I was like, no, I can't. But yeah, I have been feeling him, especially in the evenings when I'm just laying in bed and I like literally just have my hand on my tummy, or like I think I had my phone on my tummy the other day and it moved, so I was like, oh, he's getting stronger. So that's good. So I have started to feel him now. So yeah, obviously they're just going to get stronger and stronger. So no, I do not have an anterior placenta, and I can feel the baby now. So that's weird. Like, as I was worrying about it, they told me that it's not, and then literally about 2-3 days later I was feeling like proper like kicks. Like I was like, yes, he's kicking, he's awake. Also I had my whooping cough vaccine, and obviously like, don't come for me, but like I don't like vaccines. I'm a bit like one of them people like that's just my opinion. So yeah, so I wasn't gonna have it. They were like, do you want it? And I was like, not really, but because I was on my own and Luke wasn't there, I'm kind of one of them people where I just get led into things. Like, I'm just like, my anxiety is just too much. Because then the woman called me through for it after my scan, and I was like, oh, I said I didn't want it. And then she was like, oh, well, can you sign this form? And then she was like telling me all the reasons why it's good and why I need it. And then I was like, oh my god, okay, well, you said it. Whereas I like to be one of the people who do my own research, but because I was in the room and she was like, well, it protects the baby for like 2 weeks of their life. And I was like, I think it's like 2 weeks. And I was like, really? Just for 2 weeks? Is it worth it? Like, obviously, of course it's worth it. You don't want your child to get anything, touch wood. But I was like, why don't they make one that protects it for like a year? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Like, why is it just like the first couple of weeks of their life? Why can't they make it so that the baby doesn't have to get injected? Like, why can't they just inject me and then the baby be protected for a longer time? Like, why is it only the first couple of weeks? Anyway, that's basically what I meant. Anyway, I had it. You can't see now because this was like 2 weeks ago, but I had a massive reaction to it. I wish I took pictures to insert. But it was killing, which isn't unusual for an injection. Obviously your arm can ache, and I noticed that night when I was laying on this side that it was really hurting. And the next day, like when I did this over it, because obviously it was dark and I was in bed, it was a massive lump. I thought, that's weird. The next day my whole arm looked like I'd been bit by like a radioactive spider. It was absolutely massive. When I had my arm on the side, it was a massive lump. I've got an Instagram picture up actually of in like a beige outfit, and that was when it was on its way out. but you could still see the lump on my arm. Obviously it'd be like on the other side because I'm filming this like this. Yeah, so it looked like it's on that side, but the arm that's not got the tattoos, you'll be able to see the lump because it was still there then. It was massive, it was red, it looked like there was like a big animal bite in the middle, and then it was like swollen out and it kept getting bigger and bigger, and it was in agony, it was itching, it was horrible, it was horrible. So I must have had some kind of reaction to that, because that wasn't normal, because I've had the jabs through all my pregnancies that they give you, like the flu jabs and stuff like that, like I've had them before. But this, I mean, I must have had the whooping cough jab, because if they give it you every pregnancy then I would have had it, but for this some reason my arm was huge, like huge and itchy and ached and hurt. Like if you touched it, it felt like literally like a massive bruise. It was insane. Like I can still feel the lump now, that's why I keep doing that. Obviously it's nowhere near as big. I wish I'd filmed to show you. The reason I filmed today was because my consultant's appointment was the week after. They normally do it straight after, but for some reason they booked my scan for in the morning and the clinic didn't open till 2, and they just wanted me to wait around. So I was like, well, I can't really do that because I've got my kids and I don't want to leave the kids for that long. So I said, is there any chance I can just pop back? And then apparently they only do the clinic every week, so I had to go back the following week, which was yesterday, which is why I'm filming this today. But if I'd have filmed this last week, you'd have got to see my arm, so I apologise for that. So yeah, so I'm under consultant care still. Obviously that won't change now, so I look at it like a positive because it just means I get extra scans, so I get to see the baby more. So there's nothing like bad. They have to keep me under consultant care because of me having preterm labours and small weight babies, so they just like to keep an eye on you, give you some scans to check the baby's growing. Well, all my babies, even my son who was preterm, they never ever had to get taken away or touch wood or have any special care or anything. So even though he was born early, like preterm baby and small, he was absolutely healthy. So obviously he must have come early because he was just ready, and he was just like a mini fully formed working baby that didn't need any help. So that's obviously good. And then the 2 girls who were low birth weight were only a couple of weeks early, where it's classed as term, so 37 weeks is term. So they were born like earlier than my due date, but they were still term. But they were mini, but they were fine. So they just like, I think they just like to keep an eye on you. So yeah, so I've got extra scans booked in. Yeah, I don't really know what else there is to tell you. So not been too bad this week. Feelings wise, I've got a bit of a cold, you can probably hear me sniffling. But yeah, so the main things is they confirmed the gender. I've had my consultants, I got that big horrible jab which gave me a reaction. I think I've just been really busy this week because the kids, they're like not this week but last week, they started back at homeschooling, so I've been like homeschooling, obviously looking after the girls, fitting in my appointments here and there. So I haven't really had time to just sit and wallow. I keep getting the odd headache and the odd sinuses, but it's nothing that's making me like stop in my tracks. A couple of mornings I've woke up and felt a bit nauseous, but again I still got up, still got stuff done, and then felt fine. So it's nothing that's like crippling me at the minute. I don't think anything's gone away, so like everything that I mentioned before, you know, like bleeding gums, headaches, my hip hurting slightly, all of that still stands. Like there's nothing that I could say, oh, that's gone away. Feeling nauseous when I brush my teeth, sicking a little bit, all of that's still there. If any of that ever disappears, I'll let you know, but nothing's got worse, if that makes sense. So like my hip, touch wood, isn't any worse. It still twinges, it still gets a bit but it's not anything where I would want to like update you on it, where it's like, oh my god, my hip's bad, or oh, I need to use my crutches again. So nothing like that yet. So that's good. So it's mainly just like the gender this week, just to keep you all up to date. And yeah, so I know that wasn't very exciting. Oh, should I show you my bump? I haven't showed you my bump at all this pregnancy, which is just ridiculous. I really should have. But yeah, so I'm 21 weeks today, so obviously I haven't gone over the 21st week yet. So this is my bump at like the end of the 20th week. So yeah, you can see I'm getting quite big now. Like it's got to the point where it's popped. My belly button's like poking out. I said that last week, but it definitely is. So now I'm just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. My app's saying the baby's about the size of a baseball cap. So I don't know what's that about that. Cap? I don't know, about the size of your head. So I'm just gonna get bigger from this point. So I'm probably gonna be updating you on my SPD and the crushes and things. I can just see it coming. I mean, I hope I don't have to, because so far I've been quite smooth sailing this pregnancy, but I just can't see how my hips are going to survive it with it being 3 pregnancies back to back, but we will see. So yeah, sorry it's not really been too exciting this update, but that's all there is to update you on this week. Let me know if you have any of these kind of symptoms, like the pins and needles, and what you do about it, or what it led to being, or anything like that, so that we can have a chat about it and don't feel alone. But yeah, other than that, go follow me over on Instagram. It'll be linked down below as always. Give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.